there are superstars in sports who also make statements beyond the game.
Sure.
And we've seen that drama, and I call it a drama because it's been very controversial, the way in which in recent years there are pro ball players who are like making statements. So, Colin Kaepernick, for instance. I mean, an elite quarterback who takes a knee famously at an NFL game. How does that land on you as a black athlete?
Yeah.
Given your story, your journey, your experience you just described, and also someone who loves the game.
Yeah.
What do you think?
So, when he did it, I said, wow, this guy's, I don't know the word, I guess brave, courageous, because I knew the backlash that was going to come from it. I'm of the mindset, I say this is my personal opinion, of if I'm going to worship Jesus, right, I have to live as Jesus did, right? I have to embody that. I can't just say it. I have to embody it. And we always look at like Jesus from our lens now. Put yourself in Jesus' shoes or someone else's shoes back then. You realize Jesus went against the status quo, right? Jesus was doing and saying what nobody else was doing or saying, just as Colin Kaepernick was. Colin Kaepernick went against, for the good, he went against what people would have wanted for the good of everybody. And I think, if we're going to sit here and hold the flag up here, and we say the Pledge of Allegiance and God we trust and everything, then that which we are worshiping can't be below that. It must be up here. So if Colin Kaepernick, if Jesus came to teach love, to teach peace, to teach self-renewal, right? If this is what his teachings were, equality falls under that. So if Colin Kaepernick says, I'm going to sacrifice worshiping this flag like everybody wants me to do, to speak for those who don't have a voice because of my platform, then that's what I'm going to do. We don't, very rarely do people put themselves in Colin Kaepernick's shoes. Think about it. He was willing to sacrifice his income, his livelihood, to speak on something that he actually didn't have to say a word about. How many people will actually do that? If you work at FedEx, if you work at the post, I don't care where you work. Are you willing to say, you know what? I'm not going to take a check anymore, and I'm going to do something, stick up for people who don't have a voice? Are you willing to do that? Very few are. But what we do is we look at Colin Kaepernick and we say, how dare he's disrespecting the flag? No, he's not disrespecting the flag at all. He's actually not. What he's doing is, if I keep telling you something, and this is what he was doing, he kept telling you guys, black and brown people are being treated unfairly. He kept telling. It's like with my child. Hey, don't do that. Don't do that. Don't do that. Don't do that. At some point, I have to raise my voice a little bit so you can hear me a little better. And this is what ended up happening. And of course, the narrative gets switched, and now he's disrespecting the flag when he's come out many a time and said, I'm not disrespecting the flag at all. But the reality of it is, you're listening to me now. You wouldn't listen to me before. Yeah. Now I got your attention. Here's what I'm trying to do. And I look at Colin, I look at what he's done. As with everything, Jesus, Martin Luther King, we can go down the list of people who sacrificed their own selves for the betterment of others. They were never appreciated when they were here. It was always after the fact. So 40, 50, 60 years from now, he'll be in history books, and they'll be talking about what Colin Kaepernick did, because for the NFL to come out later and apologize, right? Roger Goodell apologized when before he was being criticized while he was doing it. And,
he did lose his post, right, and hasn't been able to find another, and it's not because he's not in shape.
Right. And he still has the same message. He's not saying, okay, well, I'll come back and work. Don't worry. Like, forget about all that. No, he's still preaching the same thing.